Okay, so you know how we usually dive deep into something? Well, today it's some pretty fresh celebrity news that's causing a stir.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's happening?
Aimee Lou Wood, from the White Lotus, she just went public about that Saturday Night Live parody they did.
Ah, right, the one from the other night. I saw chatter about that. How did she respond? Usually stars stay quiet or maybe laugh it off later.
Not this time. She went straight to Instagram, put up a story, I think it was Sunday, April 13th.
Wow, okay. Direct route. So what was the verdict?
She didn't mince words.
Yeah.
Called the sketch, and this is a direct quote, mean and unfunny.
Oof. Mean and unfunny. That's blunt. Especially for SNL.
Right. It was from the Saturday, April 12th show, the one Sarah Sherman was in.
Sherman played Wood's character. Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
I can see how that could be tricky territory. Characters from a hit show are such targets.
Exactly. And Wood even sort of acknowledged that, apparently. The White Lotus is going to get parodied. It wasn't the idea of the parody, it seems.
So is the execution then something specific in the sketch?
Yeah, sounds like it. There was this whole bit with John Hamm playing RFK Jr.
Okay, topical.
And he was talking about getting fluoride out of the water, that whole thing.
Right, that conspiracy theory angle. SNL loves that stuff. So how did Wood's character fit in?
Well, Sherman, as Chelsea, apparently responds to the fluoride talk with something like, fluoride, what's that?
Okay. Playing up the character's potential naivete, maybe.
Maybe. But the key detail seems to be how she said it. Wood mentioned a really heavy, exaggerated accent and false teeth.
False teeth, that definitely pushes it towards caricature, doesn't it? Less about the character, maybe more about just making someone look silly.
That really seems to be the heart of it for her. She actually wrote something like, there must be a cleverer, more nuanced, less cheap way.
That says a lot. It's not don't parody me, it's do it better. Less cheap, as she put it.
Yeah, exactly. Less caricature, more clever observation, maybe. That seems to be the implication.
It's the difference between satire that makes a point and just, mockery that relies on surface-level gags.
And you know what? People seem to really respond to her speaking out.
Oh, yeah. How so?
She said she got thousands of messages supporting her after she posted it.
That makes sense. I mean, fans of the show, fans of her,
Yeah,
they'd probably jump to defend her if they felt the sketch was unfair.
definitely. And get this, she also mentioned, almost as an aside, that she got an apology from the SNL team.
Whoa, really? An apology? That's significant. You don't often hear about that publicly.
Right. It suggests SNL or someone there realized maybe it didn't land right or crossed a line for the person involved.
Yeah, it shows they took her reaction seriously, at least enough to reach out, which is interesting in itself.
So this whole thing, it feels bigger than just one sketch now. It sparked this whole conversation online.
About where that line is, right? Between funny satire and just being mean, like Wood said.
Exactly. Especially when you're parodying real actors and their specific choices in a role. It's not just a fictional character anymore. It's tied to a real person's work.
It is a really fine line. Comedy aims to provoke, to make you laugh, sometimes uncomfortably. But when does it tip over into something that just feels unkind or maybe lazy, relying on stereotypes instead of wit?
And for us watching, it's maybe just a few minutes of TV, right?
Yeah.
But for Aimee Lou Wood, it's her performance, her character being put through that filter. It must feel very different.
Absolutely. It brings up that whole question about intent versus impact in comedy. The writers might intend one thing, but if the impact is purely hurtful or relies on, say, making fun of an accent with fake teeth, does the original intent even matter as much? It's a tough balance.
It really makes you think back on other parodies, doesn't it? Of politicians, celebrities, other TV characters. Sometimes they feel spot on and clever, other times less so.
And with social media now, the feedback is instant. Wood didn't have to wait for a journalist to ask her. She just put her feelings out there directly.
I got that huge wave of support, and even the apology. It shows how quickly the conversation can shift.
It's a dynamic that comedy writers, especially at places like SNL, probably have to navigate much more carefully now than, say, 20 years ago. The response is immediate and can be very loud.
So thinking about all this, the comedy, the actors' feelings, the whole online reaction, it leaves us with a question, right? For everyone tuning into this deep dive.
Yeah.
Considering comedy's job, to entertain, maybe critique, but also considering the actual people involved, where do you think that line should be? When does satire stop being sharp and just become mean? Something to think about.